On Sundays, Marco Bezzecchi is untouchable. 3 wins from 3, every lap led, every rival left behind. But on Saturdays, the championship leader has crashed out of 2 of 3 sprint races, scored 6 points from a possible 36, and handed his closest rival a head start before Sunday even begins. 2 days, same rider, completely different championship. So which version of Bezzecchi is actually running this title fight? And what happens when the Saturday version starts costing more than the Sunday version can cover? Because the problem isn't coming from outside. It never was. Ducati, KTM, Honda, all of them behind. The threat that could actually end Bezzecchi's championship isn't wearing a different brand. It's wearing the same Aprilia colours, riding the same bike, and building a title challenge from inside the same garage. Let's be honest about what the 2026 standings actually show. Bezzecchi leads. Martin is 4 points back. No manufacturer rivalry decided that gap. No battle between factories. 2 riders on identical machinery, separated by fewer points than a single sprint podium. And every single one of those 4 points exists because Bezzecchi threw them away on Saturdays. That is not a championship lead. That is a warning dressed up as one. 3 sprint races this season, 2 DNFs. In Thailand, he crashed from the lead. In Austin, he crashed from second with 2 laps left, handing victory directly to Martin. In Brazil, his only sprint finish was 4th, 6 points from a possible 36. 2 crashes, 3 sprints. Same pattern. The Sunday pace is real. The Saturday problem is equally real. And the longer Bezzecchi ignores what it costs him, the more Martin benefits without doing a single thing differently. But the story doesn't end there, because Bezzecchi himself already named it. After Austin, he told DAZN straight, "As long as I can't avoid mistakes like the one on Saturday, I won't feel like a contender." The championship leader publicly refusing to call himself a contender. Let that land for a moment. That is not false modesty. That is a rider who understands exactly what his own pattern means and cannot yet explain how to stop it. And Massimo Rivola, Aprilia's CEO, confirmed it from the other side. "Marco was perfect again on Sunday," he said at COTA. "We just need to fix Saturday." Then he added the line that changes the temperature of the whole conversation. "He's the Sunday man, but as soon as he also becomes the Saturday man, it will definitely be scary." Rivola used the word scary about his own championship leader. The implication is impossible to ignore. Right now, without Saturday, Bezzecchi is not scary. He is dominant, but dangerously incomplete. And in a title fight with 19 rounds still to run, incomplete compounds. So what does that problem look like across a full season? Let's run the numbers. 22 sprint races in 2026. 3 gone. 19 remain. If Bezzecchi keeps crashing at his current rate, that is roughly 13 more sprint DNFs by year end. Against the most successful sprint racer in MotoGP history, that is not a footnote. That is a mechanism. Martin doesn't need to beat Bezzecchi on Sundays. He just needs to show up on Saturdays while Bezzecchi keeps falling. The championship compresses quietly, and by the time the deficit becomes visible, it is already too late. This is where Martin becomes the story inside the story. He is not just a rival. He is the direct beneficiary of every single Saturday mistake. Every time Bezzecchi crashes in a sprint, the points Martin banks are not just points. They are leverage. Quiet, patient, accumulating leverage from inside the same garage. And let's not forget, Martin is not doing anything aggressive to build it. He is not attacking. He is not overstepping. He is simply finishing races that Bezzecchi is not. And here is the part that makes it sharper. Martin arrived at COTA still injured. The left hand operated on in the winter was not healed. After the Grand Prix, he was blunt. "The last 3 laps I had to give up because my left arm was completely destroyed. I couldn't brake anymore in turn 12, and I just tried to finish." Injured, compromised, still scored 24 sprint points before the European break. Still 4 points behind the championship leader. That is not a comfortable position for the rider in front of him. A fully fit Martin finding his rhythm as the season matures is not the same problem Bezzecchi has been managing, and people inside that garage already know it. Aprilia's own test rider, Lorenzo Savadori, called Martin's talent frightening, his exact word. Not impressive, not exceptional, frightening. Clearly, Jorge was the 2024 world champion. He has a frightening talent because even now, he's coming off a year where he was hurt. That comes from someone inside the Aprilia project every working week. Not a rival camp, not a commentator. Someone who sees Martin at close range, still recovering, and still chose that word. If that is what frightening looks like injured, what does fully fit look like at Jerez? Make no mistake, Bezzecchi's Sunday pace is not a fraud. 5 wins in a row is 5 wins in a row. And Rivola said bouncing back from a Saturday crash to win on Sunday is a champion's response. But there is a version of this season where Bezzecchi wins every remaining Sunday and still does not win the championship. That is mathematically real if the Saturday crashes continue and Martin keeps collecting. The sprint points already left on the table, a potential 30 points lost, represent more than his entire current lead. Can he keep banking Sundays while Saturdays drain the gap? I don't think so, and I think Bezzecchi knows it. The experience question is the one nobody wants to say out loud, and it is this. Martin has been here before. He won a championship in 2024, knowing Bagnaia was faster and winning more Grands Prix. He stayed clean, stayed within his limits, and let the accumulated damage do the work over an entire season. Bezzecchi has never been here. 5 wins in a row is the furthest forward he has ever gone, and even he is telling the world he does not yet know how to carry it. What does that look like when the pressure doubles in September and Martin is still 4 points back? Rivola said it plainly after Austin, managing race weekends, knowing when not to push. That is experience earned, not talent borrowed. And experience is the one thing a title fight will absolutely expose. And now, Jerez arrives. The European season opens and everything we have just described gets its first real test. Martin walks into a Spanish circuit in front of a Spanish crowd, 4 points behind, weeks closer to full fitness. And Bezzecchi walks in carrying a Saturday pattern that has not been solved and a 4-point lead that one sprint DNF could erase before Sunday even begins. Jerez is not the end of this story. But it is the moment the story stops being theoretical. The floor is named, the rival is ready, the clock is running, and what kind of champion Marco Bezzecchi actually is starts this Saturday. Let us know in the comments below. And once you do that, make sure to click on the video appearing on your screen right now.